Hello, hello, hello. It is Dr. Niesha Cherry, your health and wellness educator and your yoga instructor. Today I'm here to talk to you about how to maintain your health in times of uncertainty. And our focus today is eating when hungry. So, a lot of us have bought lots and lots of snacks and food and for our homes at this time, considering that we're quarantined, we're on the stay-at-home order, so we can't really go in and out as we please. So, with having all that food in your house, are you really truly eating when hungry and stopping when satiated? So I remember as a child, I was told to eat all my food on my plate. Eat all of your food on your plate. There are children starving in Africa. That didn't make sense to me then, and now I know why. Because if I don't eat all of my food on my plate, are you going to send that food over to the children in Africa to help them to not starve? No. So that didn't make sense. That doesn't correlate. So sorry, moms, but telling your children that eating their food on their plate, they should do that because people are starving in Africa. There's no correlation. You can do something else to help the children that are starving in Africa, like send money or send food over to Africa for those children. But forcing children to eat all their foods on their plate leads to bad habits that we have as adults when we overeat. And overeat is what causes a lot of us to be overweight. So overeating is eating when you're full, when you're stuffed, and you're doing that for every meal. That is not healthy. Our body is not having time to burn off the food that we have eaten and to use our fat storages properly, which is, burning those off. We're so busy burning off everything else, and it slows our metabolism. So eat when hungry. So how do you know when you're hungry? So I have a scale of 1 to 5 that I got from my coach that I would like to share with you. So on the hunger scale of 1 to 5, 1 means you're starving, you're weak, and you're dizzy. 2 means you're hungry and you're angry. So you're hangry, which means you're very, very hungry. You have low energy and your stomach is growling a lot. Stage 3 is when you're pretty hungry, your stomach is growling a little. Number 4, you're starting to feel a little hungry. And number 5, you're satiated, which means you're neither hungry nor full. So when you eat, you want to be around step 3 when you're like pretty hungry, your stomach is growling a little bit. That's when you should be ready to eat your food. You may start having like other sensations like maybe watering of the tongue in your mouth. Um, yeah, so watering of the tongue, maybe your throat feels a little different, like it's ready to absorb some food, and your stomach is growling. That's how you know you're hungry. So don't wait until you're hangry because then you tend to overeat, which is also unhealthy when you're overeating just because you're very, very, very hungry at that moment. And don't get to the point where you're starving and weak when your insulin levels are so low. That's unhealthy too. So eat when you are hungry. So now that you know when to eat, when you're actually feeling that growling sensation in your stomach, eat your food, but then you stop when you're satiated. So you don't want to stop when you're stuffed full. You want to wait till you feel like your stomach may be about 80% full and you're good. So at that point, you can either put the food that's left on your plate away and eat at a later time or throw it out. But don't force yourself to eat it. Don't get overly consumed and stuffed with food. You can barely move at that point, and it's good to like have some movement after you're done eating to help aid your body in the digestion process. So eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satiated. So use that principle for every meal of the day. Whenever you're hungry, whenever your stomach starts to growl, okay, great, it's time to eat. So the clock does not tell us when it's time to eat. Your body tells you when it's time to eat. We have gotten out of listening to our body for hunger cues, and we've been focusing on the time. I know when I was a classroom teacher, I would be like, okay, it is 6, it's time to eat breakfast before I go to work. At 12:30, we had to have lunch because that was lunchtime, and then I ate dinner at like 6 when I got home. So I ate at those particular schedules whether I was hungry or not. It's better to wait and listen to your body. Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm ready to eat. Let me prepare something. And so now that we're all at home, it's even easier to learn to listen to your hunger signals and follow through on them. And so when you're also like in between meals and you're like, ooh, I want to eat potato chips. Are you really truly hungry? Is your stomach growling at that point in time? Or are you bored? Are you anxious? Are you nervous? Do you have a lot on your mind? Because if that's why you're eating, that's still not a good reason to eat. Your body is consuming extra calories for nothing but weight gain. So do something else instead. Journal about your feelings, go for a walk, really question as to why you are wanting to snack because you're not hungry. So only eat when you are hungry. If you take nothing else from this video today, take that away. Only eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satiated. The end. So thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to share this. Feel free to start implementing this at home with your children as well, because it'll save you on your grocery bill. You won't be eating so much of food for unnecessary reasons. So yeah, start implementing today. If you have any questions, let me know. I will be here to help and to answer anything. Feel free to follow me on all forms of social media, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great one.